Hi there, Vernon here from Acme Achievers, your preferred NLP training partner in Singapore. Have you ever experienced a case where you are seated amongst a group of friends and one of them decided to communicate a story or a point to everybody, and after its 5 minutes of monologue, everybody just stared at him and wondered, what is your point? If you are anything like me, you would have encountered this countless amount of times in your life, and sometimes we are that person. If you are somebody who have encountered communication roadblocks or have experienced negotiation instances in your life and wondered why can you not communicate your good and valid points across to the other person, or you feel and struggle that your influence is not at the level that you expect or and deserve, then NLP can help you. Now, what is NLP? NLP, or Neuro-linguistic programming, is a 40-year-old system, a proven, tested system filled with techniques that assist in normal individuals like you and me to take our personal achievement and communication to the next level. Now, what exactly do I mean? Now, what is neuro-linguistic programming? Now, neuro, it means mind. Now, most people feel that the mind exists in their heads. Now, NLP challenges that idea and says the mind is the entire nervous system in kinesthetic motion, which means your mind is basically your entire nervous system in motion. That is why if you shoot somebody and his brain function ceases, his nervous system ceases, he has no mind. That is the mind. The next word, which is linguistics. Now, linguistic means words. We all communicate to other people using language, and we communicate especially to ourselves using language. So how we use language greatly affects the kind of output we have concerning those around us. The third word is programming. Now, programming is basically a system of processes, a system of instructions, a sequence of instructions. So what it basically means is that NLP is mind, words, and sequence of actions. So that is NLP. Now, how can NLP bring our communication to the next level? One of the basic understanding and basic presupposition of NLP is that we humans are modelers. That means if you want the result of somebody else, all we need to do is to model after his behavior and especially his thought patterns. Successful people have successful thought patterns, and unsuccessful people have unsuccessful thought patterns. Great communicators have great communicating patterns, and mediocre communicators have mediocre thought patterns. Now, let me give you a simple illustration. Let us say I went to Finland and I touched snow for the first time. And when I touch snow for the first time, I feel that snow is cold, it feels chunky, wet. And if I decide to go back to Singapore and my friend who have never seen snow before start to ask me, Vernon, how does snow feel like? I will just say to him, snow feels wet, chunky, and cold. Now, upon communicating this to my friend, he would then reach into his experiences and draw out what wet, chunky, and cold means. And he would then have a certain experience of what cold or snow means. Now, would you agree with me that his experience of snow and my experience of snow would be quite different? Now, this is just a simple illustration that our communication is basically a tertiary experience. I feel snow, I decode what it feels like, and I encode it in my mind. When I go back to Singapore, I send a signal to my friend. He decodes my language and he encodes it in his mind based on his own experiences. So this is what we call as a tertiary experience. Now, if you understand that this is actually a fluid dynamic motion, you can see the great potential for miscommunication and misunderstanding. If your boss came into your office one day and said to you, hey, Mr. Tan, can you have my report on my desk by this afternoon? Now, if you heard this instruction, what would you do? Do you know what report? In what form? Is it the final draft? Does it have to be binded? Is it by 5 p.m., 4 p.m., 3 p.m., 2 p.m. or at 1:30 p.m.? You might not be clear. So if if your boss came to you and said to you, where is my report at 1:45 p.m., he would have been frustrated. And you would also have been frustrated because you are expecting to hand it in before 3. This is one example of a miscommunication. NLP will teach you a whole host of communication and linguistic tools that will destroy these forms of miscommunication and make sure your point go across clearly and succinctly. Now, if you are a manager and when you communicate to your team do not do what you want them to do or to the standard that you set. Now, it could possibly mean your communication wasn't as concise as it should be. NLP has tools that can guide you in that area as well. So, if you feel that NLP is something you are open to find out more about, or you want to leverage on this 40-year human change technology to take your communication to the next level, I encourage you to join us for one of our communication workshops where in the short period of time you spend with us, we will drill you, we will run through with you simple and powerful techniques that can be picked up in an instant, and it will change the way you communicate with those around you. When you walk away from that workshop, you will feel empowered, you will feel confident, and you will feel that you know precisely, exactly what you need to say to those around you for you to achieve maximum communication prowess as well as maximum communication influence. Hope to see you at our workshop.